Okay, an anthropological aside. When anthropologists first learned how to write down a way of recording the hands dance to make string figures in 1904 or 2, I've forgotten exactly when, but right at the turn of the 20th century, they immediately began going out to all of the people who still did string figures in their fullness, and mostly this was Native Americans, South Sea Island people, African, Papua New Guinea, Maori, Australian Aborigines, the remnants of the people in pre-literate societies, because pre-literate societies always had very elaborate string figures, and they tended to become a child's play of cat's cradle after the country or the people became literate. But at any rate, a very good example of why they did this is because they felt that when you make a figure, for example, the Inuit net, it is a practiced physical craft. And they felt, and there's reason to believe that they were correct, that if you learn how to do that figure as a young person, you will always do the figure the same way. And they used the way people made string figures with their hands, the intricacy of the dance, as a way of following the contacts of people whenever in the prehistoric times, and how they shared string figures, and you had to have someone close to you in order for them to learn the way you did string figures. So, for example, if I were to do the Navajo mini stars, it is a much similar figure, and it is almost as if it is a dialect or a way of doing something almost the same. And it's strange to think that that is the way things are until you look up the historic record, and the Diné, or the Navajo, lived right below the Eskimo until about 1100, 1200 years ago, when they migrated down to the southwest. And it still shows in the string figures that they were close to each other. And if you go a little further south from where the Diné were and look at the Klamath net is also a very similar figure, and you would think that it would be something like a little more distant dialect from the Eskimo hand language, and indeed it is. And the Klamath lived a little further south. So all three of these peoples have a similar net that they make. It is similar enough to know that they knew each other, and different enough for them to be distinct populations. Is that what you want?